If you're doing the isometric drawing of this object over here, you can see that they've got an octagon right at the top and in the center. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by doing a little construction, a auxiliary view for that. Now, I'm going to go with the idea that it's got 14 millimeter sides. I'm going to take that measurement off these lines coming over here. I take that across and I take that across. I get the 14 millimeter sides. I know that some people are going to go, well, that 30 millimeters looks as though it also lines up. It does, but I'm just going to go with that 14 millimeter story over there. If they gave you a 14 millimeter side, I need to find the center of that, and the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to multiply that 14 millimeters by this ratio over here of 1.2017. If I do that, I end up with, I think it's 16.82. Let me just try and find my calculator quickly, and I can do that. There's my calculator. Right, so I say 14 multiplied by 1.2017, and that is going to equal 16.82 millimeters. All right, so I end up with a measurement of 16.82 millimeters equals 16.82 millimeters. Right, just get that in. Right, I can now take that measurement using a pair of dividers. Actually, a pair of compasses would probably be smarter. Measure that off with a pair of compasses, 16.82 millimeters. Right, so it's almost 17 millimeters. Go into the center over there, and you're going to draw a little arc coming around over here. All right, could draw the whole circle, I suppose. All right, there's the circle drawn, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw tangent lines to that circle. Line going off at 45 degrees there, line going off at 45 degrees there, a line going off at 45 at a tangent to that, and you can see that I'm going to end up with my line length 14 millimeters over there, and that would be 14 millimeters over there, and the 14 millimeters going up here. And I think you can see that I've got a nice auxiliary view with that measurement that I need in order to get the octagon drawn. Right, once I've done that, my next thing is to try and find out where the center of that is, but not down at the bottom of this thing, right up at the top. We're going to start out and we're going to draw our construction lines going out at 30 degrees there, at 30 degrees there, and I'm going to say, all right, in my front view over here, the length is 90. That S must be in my left hand, therefore I must measure along 90 millimeters along there. Take my pair of dividers quickly and measure 90 millimeters over there. Measure that off quickly. That's 90 millimeters out to there. And the width of this thing is 80 millimeters. Take 80 millimeters over here. Measure that off from S. Measure that off over there. Right, what I really want to do is to try and find the center. There's the length of that side, but I want the middle of this line. To get that, I'm going to draw a construction line coming down from this point over here, straight down over there. And I'm going to draw a line going out at 180 degrees over there. And what have I got there? I have got the middle of that line by drawing a 30-degree line going to the center. I'm going to continue that out, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, because it's sort of the center of that line, just to remind myself. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Draw a line coming straight down, draw a line coming straight across over here, and draw a line going back at 30 degrees over here, giving me the center of that line. Right, once I've done that, that gives me the center that I need, and I'm going to be able to measure up from there a certain distance. What is that distance? It's going to be the 24 plus the 60. Measure that off. That would be 84 millimeters from that center point over there. 84 millimeters. Take that to that point over there. Mark that off. And from there, I'm going to draw in some actual center lines using a 0.3 pencil. That hopefully works. Okay, let's just find a 0.3 pencil that actually does work. There we go. long dash, short, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash over there. Swing that around. Long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash over there. And once that's in place, I can now start taking the measurements that I've got on these center lines onto that center line over there. Take this measurement over here. Remember the 16.8 millimeters story over there. Okay, 16.8 millimeters over there. And I'm going to measure that off onto that line, that line, that line, and that line. Once I've got that, well, you should be able to draw in a square over there. Let's just draw that. All right, an isometric square going around there. And once I've done that, I can now take these measurements off the center over here, going out to that point. Take that over there, mark that on that side, mark that on that side. That is basically all we need to do. And we can now draw in everything else by just drawing lines going out over there. I'll have a line that goes straight up over here because it's an octagon. I'm going to draw a line which is going to go out over here, just a construction line going up to that point over there. Construction line, a line going straight across over here. There we go. Draw a line going straight up over there. I can draw in a line going across over there. I can draw in this line over here, which will be the actual 14 millimeter line over there. I can take a line going back over here, which will give me the 14 millimeter line that I need. I can draw in a line going back from that corner to there, and I can draw in that line going from there to there. Let's just get a bit more line out there. Right, and I can draw a line which will come straight down over here, and there is my octagon drawn in perfectly. Right, once I've done that, the next thing is to draw that hexagon over there. How do I draw that hexagon? It says that I've got a side length of that hexagon of 35 millimeters. Set your pair of compasses to 35 millimeters. Take that up over here and draw in an arc going around like that. Once I've got that, I can take my set square and I can draw in a nice half a hexagon over here. That going from there to there, that going from there to there, and that going across from there to there. Once I've done that, you can see over here, point A, I'm going to call that point A over there, is on the front view. All right, so I need point A to be somewhere out here. Remember, my front view must be over here because that S is in my left hand over here. I'm going to take this measurement of the hexagon, taking that out from there to there, take that to the center over there, mark that off on that side, swing it around, mark it off on that side, and I now have my point A that I've just mentioned at that point over there. That's the back of the hexagon over there, and I need to find this distance moving out from the center to that line over there. All right, you'll see that it's different from that radius over there. Okay, I take that and I'm going to take a smaller radius over here. There we go. Take that, place that in the center, mark that off over there, come over here, mark that up over there, and I can now draw in some construction lines going back over here and a construction line going back over there. Just going to use blue instead. There we go. Let's go with that idea. Okay, and I can then measure off the half of the line length from there to there, come to that point over there, mark that off over there, swing that around, mark that off over there. Okay, could do the same thing on this side, mark it off over there and there, or I can just take some lines coming back from those points to mark off that point and that point over there. Once I've got that, I can then draw in my lines coming down over here at the 30-degree angle, going from there down to there. Let's get that in place. There down to there. I'm running out of lead in this pencil. A real problem. There's another piece of lead in here. Yes, there is. Okay, there we go. And from there, going across to there. I can then draw in this non-isometric line going from there to there, and another non-isometric line going from there to there. I go up here and I draw in this line going from there to there, and a line going from there to there. Right, that's done. I can now look at the height of that hexagon. It says that it is 60 millimeters, so I'm just going to draw some construction lines coming down from all of these corners over here. Right, and I'm going to measure down the 60 millimeters. Measuring 60 millimeters. Come to that corner over there, mark that off over there, and I can draw in a line going across here. I'm not going to draw this in dark, and you'll see why in a second. It's just a construction line there. I'm going to come to this line over here. I'm going to take two set squares linked together over there, and I'm going to slide that down at that same angle, drawing in a line going from there to there. Set that up on this line over here. Slide that back over there, draw in that line over there, and I can now drop these lines coming down from there to there, from there to there, and this line coming down from there to there. Right, you note that I didn't do that. The reason being is that I've got to put that little wedge in over there. To continue with this drawing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this base part, and then we'll work around and find out the rest of it. It says over here that the height of this base part is 24 millimeters going straight up. So I'm going to draw a line coming out at this point, just a construction line going up there, construction line going up there at that corner, a construction line going up over there at that corner. I'm going to measure off my 24 millimeters. There's my 24 millimeters, and I'm going to mark that off. And I can then draw in a line that is going to go straight across there, and I can draw a line that's going to go straight across over here. My left view, there's nothing going on that's particularly special, so I can draw a line going straight across over there, and I'll be able to draw a line going up over there, a line going up over there, a line going down over there. And I now need to put in this little slot on that front view. I've got the midpoint of this, and I'm going to measure out from there. It says that that is 30 millimeters, so if I measure 15 on either side of that center point, 15 millimeters there, 15 millimeters there. I then have that 30 millimeter gap, and then it's a 50 millimeter going out over there, so I measure out 25 millimeters going over there, and 25 millimeters going over there. I'm going to draw some little construction lines coming up over here, over there, and over there for that 30 millimeter gap. And then I'm going to draw some construction lines going up over here for the 50 millimeter gap. Right. It then says that I measure up 8 millimeters at that point. So I go over here and I measure off 8 millimeters, come in over here and measure that off accurately on there. Once I've got that, I can then draw in a line coming across over here and a little line dropping. Sorry, I made a mistake there. That is not a line coming across over there. That's being really stupid. Okay, let's just rub that out. Right, sorry, I have a line that is going to go across over there, from there to there, and a line going across from there to there. And I'm going to drop a line coming down over there and a line coming down over there, and I'll be able to draw a line coming from that corner across to there and a line going across to there. Right, it then goes up to a height of 14 millimeters. So I'm going to come in over here and I'm going to measure off 14 millimeters, slap that in over there, and I can draw in a line going all the way from that red line over there to that red line over there. And I drop a line coming down, a line coming down over there. Once I've done that, I'm going to draw a line coming back from that corner. 1, 2 lines going into that corner. I need that third line. Go to that corner over there. 1, 2 lines going into that corner, so I need that third line. And 1, 2 lines going into that corner. I need this third line sticking out of there. Right, there is the little slot going through there, and I can now continue trying to figure out what the rest of this looks like. You can see that I've got this sloping part coming down, and it is 14 millimeters wide. So I've got that center line over there. I'm going to measure the 14 millimeters. Now remember that line length over there of your octagon should be 14 millimeters. Just checking that, and that's exactly right. So I can now take that across on here, 14 millimeters there, 14 millimeters over there, and I can come to the back over here, again, 14 millimeters. Okay, those are just construction lines that I've drawn, getting that point, that point, that point, and that point. I'm going to draw a line coming down from the top over here, 60 millimeters down to end up on that line over there. I'm going to draw a line coming out over here, and I can then draw a line coming down at that slope that we've got over there. Right, it is 14 millimeters wide, so I can do that whole story again. I can take a line coming down, I can take a line coming across over there, and I can link that point and that point up over there, okay, with a nice dark line going over there. Note, I didn't draw that dark because it is in hidden detail. I've got this line over here which is going to come down, and it is going to stop against that sloping side. Right, it would continue down all the way to there, but you can't see that. I can then draw in a line coming from that corner, going back. You can see where that's going to end. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to draw a construction line coming out over here. Okay, I'm going to take a line coming back from this corner over here, all the way to the back, giving me that point over there. I've got that corner up at the top over there, and I can then draw in a line which is going to come down. Okay, coming down from that corner, and I'm going to be able to see that little piece of line peeking out over there. I'm going to be able to draw a line coming from there to there, because there are two lines going into that corner. I need that third line, and now I've got two lines going into that corner, and I need that third line going back, and that would end up somewhere back there, but we can't see that. Right, there is the drawing completed, and you can then, oh no, sorry, there's a few extra lines. Remember, it is a hole that is going down here, so I need to represent that on this drawing. And I'm going to draw lines coming from that corner over there, coming straight down, that corner over there, coming straight down. This over here would be, there are two lines going in there, but it's coming straight down on top of that line, so you don't need to worry about trying to fit in another line, even though there are two lines going into that corner. Right, sorry, there's a little piece over here that I need to fix up. There we go, that over there, and that is the drawing completed.